So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be doing a compilation video of some very hot topics. I haven't done one of these in a while because honestly y'all, a lot of these hot topics just have been so bland to me. The drama from the Met Gala, I know all of the rapper baby mamas were trending nonstop for like 2 weeks. And then people were talking about Rihanna and A$AP Rocky for so long. All of that was just not news to me. But I think I found 3 stories that are worth talking about. On the docket tonight, we're going to be discussing Kevin Samuels passing away from cardiac arrest, Pete Davidson and his new tattoos and how I feel about that situation, and Ari Fletcher also being called out for being a bad mother after she goes viral twerking in a video next to her 4-year-old son. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So our first story is about Pete Davidson and his new tattoos that caused a lot of outcry from the media and a lot of conversation. So according to CapitalFM.com, Pete Davidson debuted a neck tattoo last week, seemingly showing the initials of Kim Kardashian's kids with her ex Kanye West. Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson have been dating for 7 months, and it appears that the Saturday Night Live comedian already has a tattoo in honor of his girlfriend's 4 children. We already knew Pete and Kim were serious about each other. He has 2 other tattoos for her, and they've already walked the Met Gala red carpet together. But Pete's just taken his commitment to a whole new level with a tattoo of Kim's kids with her ex Kanye West. So people are divided over Pete's new inking, which looks like an etching of the Kardashian West kids' initials, and fans are trying to work out whether it's actually what it looks like. In bold black letters, it appears to read KNSC, which likely represents Kim and her kids' North, St., Chicago, and Psalm. There was some debate over whether Pete's new inking was what it looked like, as the C looks more like an O on closer inspection. Pete's tats were spotted when he made his return to stand up over the weekend at the Netflix is a Joke festival in LA. He was joined by Kim, who watched her bow as he took the stage for the first time in 3 years. Kim's ex-husband Kanye West is yet to respond to Pete's gesture, but over on Twitter, fans are divided. Who tattoos the initials of some other man's kids on themselves after dating their mom for under a year? One person commented on Twitter, "Pete Davidson, you just as crazy as Kim Kardashian. Why go tattoo another man's children's initials on your neck? You and Kim ain't married. And besides, those children have a father, and his name is Kanye West," wrote another. Another fan pointed out that Pete may have asked Kim to choose what his next inking would be after dedicating 2 to her earlier this year. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I think all of this is very performative, and I would like to call out the people who went off on me for low-key defending Kanye West when the story first broke about Kim and Pete's dating. If y'all remember, the first time that their divorce and their separation made headlines in regards to an actual situation was when Kanye West was not allowed to attend his daughter's 4th birthday party months ago. And I personally felt as though he should have been able to attend because at the end of the day, parents should be able to remain peaceful and have an amicable relationship with their children. A child that is 4 years old should not know that their parents are dealing with this separation, especially being that there's other children involved. And people told me that I was wrong for defending a black man that would never defend me, and I should burn my cape, and that Kanye was crazy. And I don't subscribe to the anti-black man agency that has erupted over the internet over the last few years. If a black man disrespects black women or says something offensive, I'm gonna drag him, and he's gonna get dragged. But I feel as though if a black man deserves to be defended, or I can at least see where he's coming from on something, I'm not gonna be biased about it, and I'm going to issue that energy. Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson are in cahoots with each other to purposely piss off Kanye West because they can easily control the media. Kim Kardashian is supposed to look like a victim in the situation, and I think it's very evident that she is the problem. This woman literally just said that she would do a 4th marriage and that hopefully that would be her last. And I'm sorry, but if Kim was a man, we would call her toxic and say that she is the problem, and she literally skates by because both white and black women want to make it as though she doesn't do anything wrong. Both Kim and Kanye used one another to up their celebrity in regards to something that made them feel more important or look more desirable. Kim used Kanye West to boost her celebrity, gain her connections, and elevate her success, which successfully worked out for her. Kanye used Kim to boost his ego, give him the aesthetic of having the bad bitch wife since he's a rapper, and also show that he has some type of confirmation from white people and white media. Neither of these 2 individuals are completely innocent in the way how their marriage has played out, but I do think Kim Kardashian is milking the media to make her look as if she's dealing with this deranged black man who is mentally unfit to be a good person in general, viral, and it has worked. I'm not denying the fact that Kanye West has shown examples of mental instability over the years, but what I am saying is that Kim Kardashian has been gaslighting him to display these erratic actions and give responses that will get him labeled as crazy. You shouldn't be gaslighting your ex-husband through the likes of your children. We've already seen Pete Davidson driving her daughter North around in their neighborhood while the daughter sat on his lap. Kanye didn't say anything. And now Pete Davidson has tattooed the initials of another man's kids onto his body, and Kanye still hasn't said anything. Kim is going to keep going, and I hope Kanye just doesn't react, because this woman knows exactly what she's doing. She's more than a professional at getting the media to be influenced by her mind games. And Pete Davidson looks like a simp, lame, goofy-ass, scallywag, nincompoop loser who doesn't realize that he's being finessed and finagled to fit Kim's narrative. I'm sick of their entire relationship. I'm sick of the games. This is the one side of Kim K that I just can't stand, because she knows exactly what she's doing. She acts as if she's oblivious and tone deaf, but she's very intentional in her BS and will continue to be. I bet you there'll be another story of how they're trying to gaslight Kanye West very soon, and I can't wait for the relationship to be over. Our next story is about the unfortunate passing of controversial and infamous social media personality Kevin Samuels. As you all know, Kevin Samuels had a rise as an outspoken, sometimes offensive, actually most of the time offensive, male-dominant podcaster during the pandemic. He was able to continue his platform on a bigger scale after going viral and people actually tuning into his show. Now, I've never watched the full episode of a Kevin Samuels podcast, but I have obviously seen the viral clips all over social media, and many of you have asked me how I felt about him. And I stated before that some of his commentary I did agree with, even though some of it was harsh, but it did create for conversations that some women should have about themselves. Sometimes I feel like women think that if a man checks them, it's not a man's place, but I do think it's fair for men to have their own say on how they view women, in the same way that we can feel how we feel about how we view men. Unfortunately for Kevin Samuels, the reports and rumors started coming out that he had passed after having a cardiac arrest. So according to this post, on May 5th, 2022, Officer Figueroa responded to a call at 297 East Paces Ferry Northeast regarding a person injured. Upon arrival, Officer Figueroa observed the fire department performing CPR to a black male unresponsive on the floor of his apartment. I then met Ms. Hortensia Alcantara, who identified the male as Mr. Kevin Samuels. Ms. Alcantara stated that she met Mr. Samuels last night, came to his apartment, and spent the night with him. Ms. Alcantara also said that early morning, Mr. Samuels complained of chest pain, and she attempted to help him, but he fell on top of her and proceeded to notify 911. Ms. Alcantara also said that she requested the 911 operator to contact the front desk for a defibrillator to keep Mr. Samuels responsive until Grady arrived, because she is a nurse. So people were speaking about how the story sounded fishy, and it's contradictory to Kevin Samuels' message in telling men that they need to steer clear of certain types of women. So this photo was released of this woman who was with him, and people are equating her to a low-value woman that should not be the type of man that someone who claims he is a high-value man should be around. I do see where people are coming from, but y'all have to know that many of the people preaching on the internet are very cap. They do what regular people do, and that's why people say never say never. However, I don't think it's right to find any type of happiness in someone's untimely death. I think some of the comments are very distasteful, and death should never be celebrated. Whether you like him or not, whether you agree with his commentary or not, it is very off-putting that emotion is provoked by someone who you don't have to watch and don't have to care about, and it's causing people to find triumph in his passing. I say, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Everybody has the right to voice their own opinions, and I think there is more to the story, and we should stay tuned to see what other details are made public. Now, our third and final story is Ari Fletcher, aka the Real Kyle's sister, being dragged on social media for this viral video of her shaking her cakes in front of her 4-year-old son at what it looks to be a club in ATL. So this went viral, and many people were not here for it. People thought it was inappropriate, and people tried to pull the record by saying, how dare she be upset about a situation that occurred at her son's father's house with her son's father's girlfriend, when she is also inflicting actions that can lead to the demise of this young baby. What took me out was the fact that somebody actually created a change.org petition to have their son, Yosohn, be removed from her custody. The petition reads, Yosohn, crab leg, and butterfield mother Ari, Kyle's sister Fletcher, is unfit to be his primary caretaker. When she's busy out at the club drinking Red Bulls and shaking that stank butt, Yosohn is usually home with his grandma. Well, last night even Aaron was at the club too. Even Yosohn was at the club filled with hookah smoke, alcohol, Instagram cat, and twerking. This is no environment for Yosohn. The poor baby had a bottle until the age of 3. His whole front row is gone because they were rotten. Please, let's fight for Yosohn to be with his dad and stepmother Ty. Now, as comical as that is, is, I do think it is a bit much to create a change.org petition to have a young child removed from his mother's custody. I don't think this makes Ari a bad mother in being able to provide and give her child necessities. She can clearly do that. But I do think that this is done in very, very, very poor taste and definitely could put the wrong imagery in her child's head. I don't think even the solution would be her losing custody of her child, because let's be real, that baby going to his father's house is not going to be any better in sense of being exposed to vulgarity. His father cusses, smokes, leaves him at home with his girlfriend, raps about violence, drugs, the whole 9 yards. G Herbo and Ari are just a ghetto fairy tale, and they have this young child growing up in that same ghetto fairy tale, so we can't be surprised that all of these things transpire. We can't also apply what the average parent or the goody two-shoe parent or what a good parent is would do in a situation that is downright ghetto as hell. I just see way too many people defending this, and I don't think this deserves any defense. There were comments saying that people are just mad that a 4-year-old makes more money than them. Like, shut the hell up. Nobody cares that the boy is richer than us. There are actual genuinely concerned adults that care about a child's mental well-being and them not being susceptible to crude and indecent behavior that a 4-year-old shouldn't do or see. I hate when people try to play that money card. Like, there's a bigger factor as to why people are speaking about this. I hate these new generations of bird brain bitches. People equated this to how kids are at parties where there are adults at a family gathering and there's always a twerk contest and booty shaking. That may be true because within being African myself, I know that we dance. I know there's a lot of big booty aunties and there's a lot of young elementary and middle school boys who just sit there amazed. But in all honesty, in the African culture, a lot of that is not even looked at as a sexual thing. Regardless, people were saying that in her defense that it wasn't a club. This was a private family event and that she should be able to parent her child however she wants. I agree that she should be able to parent the way how she wants and what she thinks is okay, but I don't agree that we should be defending this overt sexualism in front of a child. And then when he grows up to sexualize women in a very distasteful way, we'll be calling him out and saying that he's misogynistic and all of these things. But here is the root. Here is the source. Here is the point of contention where the evil started. And it started with his parents, both of them, not just Ari. I found it very distasteful. And I think the person who recorded this should have understood that if you posted this, it was going to be taken the wrong way. Ari already has a bad reputation, comes off as very unlikable. Her attitude isn't the best. So any reason to drag her and put her in the headlines, people are going to take that. I think she should watch the people who are around her, because it seems like a lot of the issues stem from people being on live around her, people saying the wrong things, and just certain instances being publicized to the media when they don't have to be. What I did find interesting is that there's a clip of a lady in white pants who I'm sure is Ari's mother, and she was also being twerked on by somebody else, whether that was Ari's sister, cousin, homegirl, whatever. So all of this ratchetness runs in the family. That baby, the babies to come, and anybody around the situation is pretty much doomed to be deep fried in the ghetto oil, and that's just how that family is. Ari did post a subliminal on her story basically telling people to shut the F up. I feel her because I wouldn't want anybody talking about my parenting, but it is justly due. I don't think people are outraged for any wrong or bad reason, Ari. I hope this doesn't get any more severe, because viral instances like this can really cause for CPS to visit the home, and I don't think it deserves all of that. But I do think that even at a private family gathering, having hookah smoke around children is still questionable parenting. She's a sexual object that is allowing her son to be exposed to things that are going to cause a detriment in his future, and I think people have the right to be concerned about that. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoying this compilation. Please let me know what you think of my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. Don't forget to stream my song Ballin'. It is out on all platforms. I will definitely link it down below, the video and the song. Make sure you guys go check that out and run it up, because summer is almost here, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.
One time for the melanin girls, skin popping in the sun. Let me hear you one time. Baby, let me hear you one time.